Alright, this next problem is number 16, which states that a cylindrical can has a volume of 400 pi cubic centimeters. The material for the top and the bottom costs 2 cents per square centimeter, while the material for the vertical surface costs 1 cent per square centimeter. We want to express the cost of the materials used to make the can as a function of the radius. So we want to find C of R. So C is the cost of the materials, and we're going to multiply our top and bottom areas, how many square centimeters, by 2 cents. So whatever the top and bottom square centimeters are, whatever the top and bottom area is, we're going to multiply by 2 cents. Whatever we find the vertical surface to be, that area, we're going to multiply by 1 cent. So first we're going to look at the top and the bottom. So these two shapes right here, we're going to find their areas. Those shapes are circles, so the area of a circle is pi r squared. But we have two of them, so we're going to write 2 pi r squared. So in here we're going to have 2 times 2 pi r squared. So 2 cents times whatever the area is of those two circles. Okay, now we need to find the vertical surface. So that's this area right here, the thing that goes all the way around. So this is really a rectangle, if you think about it, with this width of the rectangle wrapping around the circle part of our cylinder. So that circular part, that measurement, that distance is really the circumference. And right here we have the height. It's still the same. And circumference, if you recall, is just 2 pi or 2 pi r. 2 times pi times the radius. So if I want to find the vertical surface, that area, I am going to have to take the area of this rectangle, which is 2 pi r times h. Well, I need everything in terms of r, but I have an h, so I need to reconcile that. Well, let's go back to our question, because we can't do anything else at this point. It says that the volume of our cylindrical can is 400 pi cubic centimeters. So I'm going to write that down. Volume of our cylindrical can is 400 pi. Well, how do I find the volume of that? The volume of a cylinder is just base times height. But in our case, our base is really a circle, so it's pi r squared times height. Well, we know volume is 400 pi, so I'm going to put that in for V, and then rewrite what I have. And hey, look, I have h over here. I can get h by itself by just dividing by pi r squared to the other side. So 400 pi over pi r squared equals h. And really, these pi's can just reduce, so it's 400 over r squared. So now up here, instead of writing h, I'm going to write 400 r squared. So this is really equal to 2 pi r times r squared. Simplifying this a little bit, 2 can be multiplied by 400, so I have 800 pi. R can reduce with the r squared, so I just have an r in the denominator. So I have 800 pi over r. So I'm going to put that over here, back into my cost equation. So the vertical surface area is 800 pi over r. Okay, and I can simplify this a little bit if I wanted to. I can just write that this is 4 pi r squared, and this is really, the 1 doesn't do a whole lot, so it's still 800 pi r. If you want to get that over a common denominator, you can do that if you want to, but this right here, that's fine for our purposes, because the cost of the materials used to make the can is a function of r. The only variable in this equation is r. So A is done. Next it says use a computer or graphing calculator to find the minimum cost. Well, the minimum cost is going to happen when this parabola is at its lowest. So you're going to have some parabolic shape when you type this into your calculator, and that is the lowest. Now remember, on your axes, this is your radius, this is the cost. You're looking for what is the minimum cost, so you're looking for not the x value, but the y value in this. And when you end up doing that, that value is 812. And if you think about that, that's a whole lot of money. 812? But what are we talking about here? We're talking about cents. 812 cents, that's just really $8.12. So not too bad for the cost of making a can. Well, I don't know what cans really cost, but anyway, it's not as bad as $112. So that answers the second part of our question, and so we are now finished.